April 1st meeting to order, please. Roll call.
Tracy Bricky,
Here.
Melissa Muzzy, Sally Hurst Dickinson, here. Peggy Jones Blanchard,
Here.
Jessica Wheeler Russell,
Here.
Laura Vincent,
Here.
Derek Hansen,
Here.
Daniel York, Owen Harrington, Lauren Martin, Julie Jones.
Here. I think Jeff. Jeff, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Sure. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So I think that the minutes of the previous meetings, we will discuss them separately. The annual meeting is the first set of minutes, and then then last month's meeting. Let's discuss them separately. Any corrections or comments about the annual meeting minutes? Sally?
You should make the motion and have it seconded for
Oh.
discussion.
Do we need to?
Yeah, could you make a motion for that, please?
So I make a motion that we accept the minutes from the annual meeting. Is that sorry, it's a question.
That's good. It's not a
Sorry,
question.
It's a statement.
It's a statement.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes from the annual meeting on March 8th, 2024.
Anybody second? Thank you. Thank you. So comments, questions?
I do have a couple of emendations to suggest.
Okay.
So in the line that begins with 6:26 p.m.,
Uh-huh.
I would change the word intended to intending.
Okay.
At the very bottom of the page, the third line from the bottom all the way on the right, I would change A to N.
Wait. Moderator enabling, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, I had my left and my right mixed up.
Yeah. And then throughout the minutes, change the spelling of David Hemingway's name, which I just checked online. It's Hemenway. At the bottom of that second page of annual meeting minutes, the line beginning Lisa Laughlin Loudon.
Mhm. That's an
Um,
alliteration.
Yeah. I want to suggest a little bit of clarification. It reads, with regard to special education services and the important need they have on the community, I would like to propose the important needs they serve in the community. And then on page, all right, so that was page 5. On page 7, I propose, I believe the last name Jewell, with Liam Jewell, it should have 2 L's at the end. For Scott McPherson, it should be MC capital PHERSON, so no A. And then in my last name, in the middle of that page, strike the C in Hirsch. It should be HIRSH. And I apologize to anyone whose name may continue to be misspelled. I just don't know you well enough to know how to spell your name. So that's all I've got.
Anybody else have any?
I
Laura?
noticed a lot of these lines don't have a verb like spoke or something, like David Hemingway Webster with regard, saying with regard.
Mhm.
It looks like they, in my mind, they should say spoke with regard. to make it a sentence. I don't know. Maybe that's
How-
needed.
Does anybody else know how that normally is in the minutes?
I think it's been like this for.
Following the Robert's rules, there's either way, but it's consistent whichever way you go.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else? Okay,
Because the motion was made just for that, you can just do. the
Okay.
whole thing.
all right. Yes, you're right. So we will vote with on the motion with the corrections made by Sally, if nothing else is made. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Perfect. The ayes have it. Okay, so draft minutes of the public session, March 11th. I would entertain a motion.
I move that we accept the minutes from the school board meeting of March 11th, 2024.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any corrections, comments? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Any, nice. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Perfect. Okay, then. Next is public comment. When are we doing the children? Can we
Good
move them?
news.
Oh,
Very good
okay.
news.
All right, all right, we'll do them then.
Comment on the agenda item.
Okay. So are there any public comments on the agenda items? Anyone? Bueller? Okay, perfect. SAU report on MV Business and Finance.
Sure. So in your packets, after the minutes, you'll find the March 2024 financial report. Not much has changed actually since the last month. Overages are due to special education, contracted expenses, and district-wide maintenance and operations.
Okay, then, good news. And we have a lot of good news today.
We have to vote to accept the finance report.
Oh, it's not on here. There's no action used. Oh, yeah, come on. Yeah. Can I have a motion to accept the finance report?
So moved.
Second? Dan, thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Perfect. Okay, now we can go on to good news.
All right, there's a bunch of good news in your packet, in this 110-page packet, for those of you who are cruising through and during your leisure time. You may have noticed a little bit of excitement in the room today when you walked in, and we have a presentation in addition to the good news that's in your packet. So we have some awesome students from Bosquen Elementary School. I'll let Mr. Druin introduce them.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, first of all, for allowing us to come. We have quite a group of our future engineers and technology wizards. They've been spending the last few months working on coding through our Legos robotics. And we have a presentation for you, quite a few different groups, projects. And Ms. Olson will say a few words. So thank you all.
Okay, hello. I'm sure you heard a little whispering over here. We were chatting and going through what you were talking about as well. They wanted to know what you were doing. So I'm running the Lego Robotics Club, and we did have the Lego We Do, if anyone's familiar with Lego Robotics. We had the old kits, and those kits are being phased out. So Mr. Druin kindly made it possible for us to get the new Spike kits. And I was actually trying to say, yeah, well, they're phasing out. Maybe I won't do it anymore. And he said, well, look what I got for you, these new kits. And after the first meeting, I said, you're right. Thank you. That was so fun. They're so excited. And after the first session, they knew more than I did. Like, this isn't my thing. Robotics is not my thing. Even building Legos is not my thing. I just built houses when I was a kid. I didn't build anything else. But they just need somebody to be there and supervise them and help them problem solve, basically. But after just a couple of sessions, they figured it all out. And we're here to show you. So these are the kits that we have. We have 12 kits, and I don't know if you guys are all familiar with them. So inside the kits, there's a motor, and the fun thing about the new kit is there's people. Whoops, will you get that, Emmett? Thanks. There's little people, and they're color coded now. So these new kits are amazing. We're really happy with them. They have light. That's fun. They have a color sensor, a battery that is rechargeable with USB. So really, really good upgrade. So I'm not going to do a whole lot of talking though, because the kids are really excited to share. And as I said, they know more than I do. I can figure it out, but they can figure it out faster. So if someone gets stuck, I typically just say, you know what, why don't you ask somebody next to you? And if you guys both can't figure it out, then I can read the directions and figure it out. So, but they're able to figure it out. So guys, why don't you get your creations and put them in front of somebody out here? They're just really excited that we're on the YouTube page, and they're pretty sure we're going to get a lot of likes, and it's probably just going to shut the whole thing down. So don't forget to subscribe, right? Is that what I'm supposed to say? Yeah. Hit that like button. All right, guys, go find a spot to put it out there. You can put it anywhere. It's okay. There you go. Perfect. And then put your computer here. So they build the creations with directions. There are like step-by-step directions, much like the here, will you slide yours down a little bit, honey? Much like the robotic Legos, but then they can also do their own thing from there. And because I was new to the program, I didn't even know how to like get the codes that were already made. So we had to just figure out the codes. So that was cool. If you're not go. Or you guys, they're doing it together.
Got it. Okay.
That's why they're together. Okay. So can you guys that are not going to present right now, can you sit for a second? That right now it's going to be Wyatt and Emmett. You guys go ahead. So you're going to tell us what you made.
Hi.
Hi.
So tell what you made.
Pinball.
Okay. So we made a pinball.
We made pinball.
Okay. Just show us what it does.
So you show the green. And it goes.
And then what do you do? How do you do it?
Ball.
You have it the wrong. And yep, show the red. Put it and say it into the microphone when you
You
show the red.
show it the green and it goes, and you show it the red and it stops.
I'm missing my ball. Okay, well you can use his after. Okay, so show how to play with it.
And then
You
there's
got a
two
thing off here.
triggers that you pull, and then it goes up, and you don't want it to go in the middle.
Nice. Can you fix your thing there?
And if you show it purple, and if you show it yellow,
So how did you make it do that? Like, is it just? Oh, is that what happens if you show it purple? That's what happens on everybody's computer.
no.
So how did that happen?
Oh, so we said for the sensor, when the color is purple, it says the recording.
Who made the recording?
Me.
Do you want to say anything on that? You want to show how yours? Why don't you show yours?
So I also made pinball too.
Yeah, that's okay.
And I programmed it to do this. I basically did this same thing as Wyatt.
So it connects via Bluetooth.
Mm-hmm.
Is it connected? There's no check yet.
So I programmed it to do this. I did the same thing as Wyatt too, and I make it green, and you have to try to get it past this. And when on a day we were making it, I added obstacles, but I decided that I didn't want them, and then it came out like this.
Perfect. All right, let's have somebody else have a turn. You ready, Connor? All right, next up is Connor. He's ready.
So what I made is I made like a spinny thing, and so when I press go, the light is gonna like change color, and this is gonna spin. This guy is to see who can stay on the longest, so he's like the judge, and I'm gonna spin it this way so everyone can see the light.
While that's going, do you want to tell them about something else you made too while you were
Um, the first day we also made like these cars that we had to and put tape on the ground, and we had to like it was kind of like a road, and we had to like turn when there was a turn, and yeah.
You're next. You got it. All right, next up is Liv.
What I made is it's kind of like a zip line. These guys just sit on it, and when I tell it, if I use green, it goes. Wait, I have to turn it on. Wait.
Oh, you gotta connect it first.
Yep.
Probably so it shuts down automatically, so the battery doesn't die. Now it should work.
If I show it green, it goes across there like that. If I show it red, it goes like that, but it might not go the whole way. And purple is just a little bit faster. My finger works as red too.
Do you want to talk about anything else you made while we were? What else did you make?
We made cars that were like I'm pretty sure they drove on ice, and we had to program them to go around obstacles on tape.
Nice job. Good job, Liv. Take it. You shake your head no, then I bring it to you.
So I made like a hockey thing, and when I program it to go, I have to hit the ball to make the like hand go, make it go into the goal.
Is yours probably gonna have the same issues? Oh no, yours isn't. Anything else you want to tell about? Okay. Who's that? Quinn.
So I made a car that would transfer by the light. So as you can see right here, there's the camera. And when you bring a certain color up to it, so if I brought green, if you bring green, it goes backwards and blue forwards. So you can make it go back and forth. Yeah. The wheels are a little weird, so every time it moves, it goes over a little bit. But I really liked the thought of it because I thought it was really cool how it would just go back and forth. But you can like make it so it does like seconds. you could make the seconds longer and the car would just go farther and you can put the color up to it. So what I made is a thing that when you showed a color, like I'm gonna show you white, and it's gonna sing a song that me and Connor sung. Hold on, I need to turn it on. And if I showed it red, it would go red, and then. And then how I programmed it is when I had it so the sensor, like if the sensor senses a color, it will turn the light on and do the color, but I'll also make another one that does the sound so they go at the same time. And one that I made before was a Ferris wheel, and I programmed it so that when I showed it green, it would go, and if I showed it yellow, it would go slower, and if I showed it red, it would stop.
I don't know if everyone saw, like, this is what the coding looks like too. Yeah, sure. Do you guys want to turn your computers so that people can see what the coding looks like too?
Are all the kits the same?
All the kits are the same. Yep. Well, so at this level, there's different levels. There's older levels as well. And I think there's a younger level too. But for this level, it is. And then we have do you want to? So Jacob's dad also came and helped a lot. And he was a great help. So he's working today though. So his wife is here to read a little thing that he wrote about it.
Yay. All right, so he wrote this up the other day. He said, "Good evening. Quick background on himself. I am a process control technician. This means I work on a control logic that is used in all modern automation. I personally work in municipal drinking water and a beverage company, but the same control logic is also used in any and all manufacturing. It can think of all utilities, streetlights, and many other areas. I did not learn this skill until I was 34 years old, and since then has opened up many opportunities for me. I think it is amazing that the school board has supported Miss Olson and that she has taken it upon herself to give the students at BES this experience. The students had loved every minute of the program. The only complaint I heard during the entire duration was, "No, it can't be time to go. I want to keep working on it." I was impressed week after week as the students were able to explore the program on their own and come up with their own unique ways of completing the changes. I believe some may even look back at this experience when they get older, and it and it will have influence on a career path they choose. I will not keep you any longer, but again, I want to thank the school board and Miss Olson for making this wonder program possible. I hope you enjoyed the students' projects as they enjoyed making them. Thank you for your time, Nathan Young."
Okay, so do you guys have questions for them? I told them you might have questions for them.
I do.
I had a feeling you would. Hopefully they can answer it.
So what was one of the problems you faced and how did you fix it?
So once on the car thing, I couldn't get it. We had to go around like a picture of a volcano. So when I couldn't get it how I wanted, I asked Jacob and he helped me.
That's awesome. Thank you.
So one thing that I faced that was tricky was on this one, we had to use rubber bands and it was hard to get it on. And Nate, Jacob's dad helped me to get it on. And I thought that was tough.
One challenge that I faced is until I learned that you can put multiple start options, I couldn't get it to do two things at once. Like I wanted the light to go at the same time as the sound, but before I knew you could have multiple starts and do them at the same time, I could only do the sound before the light or the light before the sound. Yeah.
So mine was my wheels were like totally messed up, like they were all crooked. So when I tried to move them, they would kind of like separate and it would kind of go like a weird way. But I fixed them, but then I noticed that they were still a tad bit and they wasn't going very well. So I had to like reduce like re-put blocks on the engine and stuff.
Thank you. I noticed that the stand it unclicks and it won't close.
You could give it to somebody who has a question. Yeah. How about you let the, if there's any other questions?
Thank you.
So I know the high school, I think late spring, early summer hosts like a Lego robotics like competition here. Are you guys participating in that?
Yeah. Surprise.
I hope. I don't know. Maybe.
All right, guys.
I think it's a cool opportunity to do, so I probably will.
That's right. Good answer. Any other questions? Nothing too tricky for us. Thank you.
That was
Thank
amazing.
Thank you all very much. Parents, thank you very much for coming out. I know there's lots of activities going on, so thank you for taking the time, bringing the kiddos over. And as always, guys.
Thank you. Oh, okay, that's better. That's better.
I've got a million questions. Yeah.
Should volunteer.
I just want to, yeah. Can we get this at Loudon?
I was gonna say.
Do you have it? Do we have it?
Well, we have a Lego club at Loudon.
Yeah, at the middle school and a feeder program for the high school.
It's not coding.
They have it solved in Webster as well.
I'm gonna bring it.
At least they did last year. I don't know if it's still active this year.
Where's the funding come from?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I wonder how much you pick.
Uh-huh.
Where's the funding?
So my question was, what other schools do we have this at?
We were
And
just talking.
yeah, we have them at, go ahead.
We have kits and programs at all of the schools.
Oh.
So the elementary schools feed into the middle school program, the middle school program feeds into the high school robotics program. And all of, coding is, learning those skills that they are at that young age. It's all the same. Syntax changes and kind of, if you know one language, you can figure out all of them because it's just a matter of syntax. So how active the program is at the different schools depends year to year, but we've had the robotics grants that have allowed us to get some supplies and kits at some of the schools.
Yeah, really impressed.
That was fabulous, wasn't it? Yeah. So next, student representative report. Go, Nick.
Alrighty. So as many of you know, next Thursday is the opening night for the SpongeBob musical presented by the Merrimack Valley High School Theater Department. As most of you already know, I'll be taking on the role of SpongeBob.
Whoop, whoop.
So this will be April 11th and 12th at 7 p.m. and April 13th at 2 and 7 p.m. Tickets are on sale, and I sent you all an email with a link to the website so you can go on there and purchase your tickets, or you can Buy tickets at the door. Today, students that take French had a fun time celebrating Poisson d'Avril, or April Fish, as they call it. This day entails students sticking paper fish on the backs of students and staff, and then running away yelling Poisson d'Avril. So it's pretty much April Fool's Day, but in French, they stick paper fish on the back of people. So this isn't like one of the ones that we stick on people, but this is one of the activities we did today. We got to make these cool little fish. Senior project night will be Thursday, April 18th at 5:30. Again, Thursday, April 18th at 5:30 p.m. Again, senior project night. A great evening to come roam around the building and look at all the hard work that some of the seniors have done, or all the seniors. Last month was Music in Our Schools month, so the high school and middle school both had their band and chorus concerts that went very well. And Boston Elementary also hosted a band and chorus concert. Loudon Elementary School hosted their annual Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 30th. A great turnout, and all enjoyed it. The middle school recently hosted their student staff basketball game. The teachers ended up winning and remained undefeated, so they've won every year it's taken place. And the best news of all, no teachers pulled a muscle or got injured. And spring sports teams have recently been traveling to places like Massachusetts for some of their opening jamborees and scrimmages. And spring sports will start in a week. So opening day for spring sports will be in a week. And since we have the eclipse coming up, I have some sun jokes. Why did the sun not have to go to college? He already had too many degrees. And what keeps the sun held up in the sky? Sunbeams. And also, this will be my last year serving as a student rep.
What?
April Fools. Thank you, guys.
Phew,
I think I actually got Tracy.
you did. I was panicking. Wait, what? Thank you, Nick. Anybody have any questions for Nick? Do you feel ready?
Yes, I feel ready. We're starting to stay after till like next week. Tuesday begins Sunday is our first tech rehearsal, but like Tuesday night we'll be probably staying till like 8 o'clock at night. So it's gonna be like grind time, but I think we're doing pretty good, and I think it's gonna be ready to go, and it's gonna be great. So I suggest going to watch.
I'm looking forward to it. Thanks. So next, committee reports. Policy Committee, Melissa.
I was looking for the green light. I found it. So if you'll look in your packet, you have 5 policies that were in the packet for a first read last month. We brought them back for a second read this month. We are looking to have these approved and move forward. We did have a meeting on March 18th, but I figured to just jump right in with the review of the policies. We did have a meeting on the 18th that we made sure that we were looking at these for a second read. And so we would take a motion. We can do them all together, or if somebody wants to make a motion on one in particular, we can do it that way. I didn't receive any feedback that there were any changes or questions, and we can certainly have that conversation too if there's anything for feedback on the 5 policies.
Anybody care to make a motion?
We can make a motion as a slate.
I will make a motion that we move these forward as a slate. Policies. Let's see. Oh gosh, hang on. There's so many here. JKAA, AC-R, DI, EBBC, JLCE. And
Those are the only 5.
those are the other
for-
5. Yes, sorry, I had to read
Yep.
to make sure I didn't miss one.
Yeah, we have a couple of
Any-
policies that we're still working on. Oops, sorry. So
That's okay. Anybody second?
I'll second.
Thank you very much.
we
Any
do-
questions or discussion? All those in favor of the slate of policies?
Aye.
Any opposed? Perfect. Sorry, Melissa. Now I
No,
can go.
you're okay. We'll get into a groove, I promise. We do have a couple of policies that we'll be looking at our next meeting and hopefully bringing in for a first read. I think we have one left that is related to legislative changes. So we're hoping to have that one for you guys for next month. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I didn't have that written on that paper. Yep, we have a tentative meeting date set up for April 8th at 5 p.m. at the SAU. So if that works for all of the policy team members, you could let us know.
Is that at 5:30?
It's 5.
5.
5 o'clock?
I can do 5 that night.
Perfect. Pardon?
The
April
8th, next
5 p.m.
Yep, next Monday.
After the eclipse, yes.
Yes, after the eclipse. So it looks like that works.
And there is no old business, but we do have a bit of new business. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure. So the authorization to hire is our annual, giving the power to offer contracts to new hires as a way for us to be able to grab someone, not have to wait for the next school board meeting with the job openings being what they are. If we have someone that we're interested in and they're interested in us, we don't want to play around and have time be an issue. I promise to use my power for good and hire a bunch of good people. This authorization typically goes through until the September board meeting. So I'm happy to answer any questions. Those of you who have been here know the routine.
I'll make a motion to appoint Dr. Wormhall as all be all hire on.
Julia seconded. Any discussion?
I have a question. Do we have any administrative positions that are currently open?
We do not.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Anybody else?
And just to clarify, this will be until just September, correct?
September.
Great.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okey dokey.
I'm gonna speak
It's
to
your
this
turn
as well.
again.
All right. The Joint City and School Committee, it's something that Concord has with, to try to bring the town and the schools together, something that Kathleen Murphy brought on board a couple of years ago, and they're trying to, get folks at the table, have some discussion about some common things that we have. So because we have Pennacook, and I believe that Jess suggested that she'd be willing to serve on that. I met with the mayor last Wednesday, and he told me about the breakdown of the committee and was really hoping that I could make it, as well as Pennacook residents or representatives from the board for that council.
When do they meet?
The first meeting is going to be on June 7th, which is a Friday. They're still working out the time. It's going to be held at the SAU 8 building in Concord. And currently there's a couple of people from the Concord School Board, as well as members from the City Council and the mayor.
We don't need to.
If I think if Jess is willing to attend that meeting, then
Mhm.
I think, I don't think you necessarily need to make a motion, as long as people don't have any problem with her attending, and her and I will go and represent Merrimack Valley at the table.
Sounds good. Anybody else who wants to go is welcome.
Yeah.
To attend. I mean, you wouldn't be a participant, but you can attend.
So like an audience member like we have here.
Right.
Well, we could, I think we can still get someone else at the table. So if someone else, just reach out to me, and when the mayor gives me some more details, I can see what that might look like. So that's me again.
Oh, is it? I was thinking it was Hillary.
Nope.
General assurances?
Yep. So general assurances, you'll notice in your packet, there was a very large general assurances a few years ago. They passed a law saying that it has to be represented. These are just the things that we do for all federal grants. So it's something you've always done. You can't get the grant if you don't do it anyway. But now one of the changes was that it has to be noticed at a school board meeting, and then Tracy and I will initial the bottom of that. So we would like just a motion to accept the general assurances. That gets it on the books. We cover that part of it, and then Tracy and I will sign away.
So moved.
Okay. Any discussion on that long document that you read through and understood every single word of it?
Even a smaller print.
Yeah. Okay, all those in favor of the general assurances?
Aye.
Any opposed? Perfect. Okay, then. Manifests and journal entries. So I signed them. Melissa signed them.
After reviewing them.
Well, yeah.
I didn't know that had to be said.
I'll make a motion
Thank you.
to accept.
Thanks. Anybody second?
Second.
Thank you, Eric. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okey doke. Board chairperson's report. Oh, that would be me. I have nothing to say. Assistant super?
I do.
Okay.
First, I wanted to share that high school math teacher Danielle Wiley, who's also an MV alum, has been recognized by NHTM, that's the New Hampshire Teachers of Math, as this year's recipient of the Prevost Mathematics Teaching Award. So this award is presented by NHTM annually to a teacher in her or his first through fifth year who meets the following criteria: commitment to good mathematics, confidence that all children can learn, a spirit of self-reflection and professional curiosity, caring and concern for colleagues, a willingness to explore, to learn, and to grow as a teacher of mathematics, and a willingness to share mathematical and pedagogical activities with others. So Danielle was recognized at their spring conference last month, and she was awarded a small prize and a one-year membership to NHTM. So congratulations to Danielle.
That's awesome.
The SAS writing test, that's the statewide assessment system test, was administered across the district last month. This is an earlier time than typically we do administer those tests. That's because of a change in scheduling from the state. The test this year is going to be hand scored, and so we had to do it earlier for that reason. There was a new genre narrative added to that test this year. Students across the district are busy learning about the solar eclipse. You may have seen some of that in the good news. Just one example of learning activities that are happening I can share with you from Loudon Elementary School. Dr. Worm even got a chance to check it out. The planetarium brought an eclipse experience to the school. Each classroom got to participate in that interactive learning experience and see what they'll be seeing, hopefully, on the day of the eclipse. The annual fifth grade crypto math tournament was held at MVMS on March 19th. So this event allows our fifth graders from each of the elementary schools to come together to demonstrate their math skills. They work cooperatively with peers, and it's an opportunity for students across the district to begin to connect with their future classmates, one part of our transition efforts for our fifth graders to middle school. So Nick alluded to this. March was Music in Our Schools month, and we had tons of musical happenings throughout the district, which included middle school and high school music department concerts, as well as several elementary schools held choral and band concerts as well. And I was just going to share that recently I had the opportunity to attend, I've been attending a number of workshops recently, it feels like, but most recently, the New Hampshire Department of Ed had a 2-day workshop on ESEA grants. Highlighted was the consolidated application, as well as grant management tips. So that's certainly a large part of my work. And so it was a very useful experience. And then this week, weather permitting, I'm going to be participating with 2 different teams at job fairs at both PSU and SNHU. So Jeff and I will be heading to SNHU on Thursday. Well, actually, we already got it's been bumped back a week. But looking to recruit some new talent for our open positions here at Merrimack Valley.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
I have a question. Why is it being hand scored this year?
Yeah, I was curious about that too.
That just seems ridiculous, but
No, I think it's actually part of the development of the incorporation of AI in the future to help with the
Okay.
scoring, but you have
Okay.
to, there has to be a training process for it to be able to do that accurately.
oh, okay.
And even when
Then I
that's
guess
been
it does make
incorporated in the
sense.
past, there are, and I imagine this will still be the case, there is a human element to it, and sometimes there are some that are still hand scored
Okay.
along with it. So
Do we know
Thanks.
when the results come out? Is that like, is it bump the results back further?
for the writing, I suspect we will be, yes, we'll be later than usual. We get the others, the turnaround is very quick on those.
Doctor?
My turn. So as a precursor to the Plymouth State Job Fair, I had the opportunity to go up and work with folks that were in the educator prep program. So they're mostly seniors who are looking for jobs. And I got lucky. The people that sat down at my table for a couple of sessions happened to be in what we had openings in. And so that ended up being good. We did have a couple of people apply for our open positions based on that. So, and it was really just to kind of help them with the cover letters and resumes and talk about interviewing and what that looks like and, you know, kind of coach them along. So it'll be interesting to see with the job fair if some more of those folks are going to attend and go from there. We don't have a lot of openings, knock on wood, this year, but we, you know, always appreciate when we can land some quality applicants for those openings. I was recently for our biannual meeting for the Superintendent Advisory Committee at Southern New Hampshire. It's to look at their superintendent prep program and some of the other things that they are doing to try to expand the pipeline for future administrators and how they might be able to change their programs to keep up with the current need, changing laws and things like that. So that's there's folks from all around that are, you know, provide feedback to Southern New Hampshire. They've recently got, based on our work from last year, they recently got full approval for their superintendent certification program. So that's been excellent. As a reminder, the SAU board meeting is going to be Tuesday, May 7th at 6 p.m. in Andover. And as is typical, we will start with some senior projects to kind of kick off that meeting. So they're like a taller version of the kids that were here before. So that's always, I think, the best part of the May meeting is to get to see some of those senior projects. But as Nick pointed out, April 18th from 5:30 to 7, it's going to be here at the high school. So if you can make it to that, you get to see, you know, quite a wide range of the different projects. The minimum standards, sometimes called the Ed 306 rules, are going to be taken up by the state board on Wednesday. They have a public hearing. They just released their newest draft this morning, and that's from 1 to 4:30. I know that a couple of board members had mentioned they'd like to do some written testimony, and I'd encourage you to do so. I imagine there'll be quite a lively conversation going on at the public hearing, and then their next meeting is April 11th. I am presenting at the FBLA conference in Manchester that day, so I won't be able to get back for the Ed 306s, but the students in FBLA, I'm doing a presentation on AI and what it means for the future and get some feedback from them about what that can look like in schools. And we're going to do a little game show called Is It Cheating? I'm going to give them a scenario and have them give me feedback about whether they would consider that cheating in using AI. So I'm really looking forward to that presentation. I hope the weather holds out, so we'll be able to do that. Sure, I could do that.
Okay.
Find a way to get that done. Also, as we talked about at the last SAU board meeting, and I believe one of the MV board meetings as well, superintendent evaluation. You'll be getting that, anyone that's been here for this school year. So it wouldn't make a lot of sense for Julia to get it. She'd be like, I don't have any, I've been to one meeting. I don't know how to judge him in these categories. And then we'll discuss that at the May meeting. So you'll get it, sometime in the next week. It'll be a Google form to ask for your feedback and comments. And the categories are relationship with the board, community relations, staff and personnel relationships, fiscal management, job-related characteristics, and personal qualities. So those are the different categories. After looking at a lot of different evaluation tools, those are the categories that kind of rose to the top, and that'll give us something to talk about after the senior project at the May meeting. So that's it.
Thank you. Next is public comment. Okay. So next we are going to go into, we do need to go into non-public under RSA 91A:3II.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Roll call vote.
Yeah.
Tracy Bricky,
Yes.
Melissa Muzzy,
Yes.
Sally Hurst Dickinson,
Yes.
Paige Jones Clinton.
Yes.
Jessica Wheeler Russell.
Yes.
Laura Vincent,
Yes.
Eric Hansen,
Yes.
Daniel York,
Yes.
Owen Harrington is absent, Warren Martin is absent, and Julie Jones.
Yes.